Hello everybody, welcome to the first gen Dodge Cummins. Going to do a quick video today on brake controllers. This controller here is a Tekonsha Prodigy P3 controller. I recently installed this to replace my Hayes G2. I hated that Hayes controller. It was awful. This is far better. The Hayes controller, it did not seem to really understand when I was just gently tapping on the brake pedal and when I was laying into it. There were times I'd be cruising on a flat road and I'd want to slow down just a little bit, so I'd just barely touch the brake pedal. Now, if you guys don't know much about these inertial proportional trailer brake controllers, the way they work, inside there's a little pendulum or a little... Basically, it's this. I think it's kind of the same thing as what's in your iPhone or something. So it can tell when you're angling it one way or the other. Anyway, it can sense deceleration. So you tap into your brake light connection, brake light switch on the brake pedal, and when you first tap the pedal, it sends a signal to the controller saying, "Hey, the brake pedal is being touched," and it'll send out a boost brake output if you so desire, if you have set the controller to do so. And what that is without any real brake input, just the fact that you're touching the brake pedal, the controller will send a little bit of juice to the trailer brakes to help slow you down a little bit. Then as you press on the vehicle brake pedal harder, it'll apply the vehicle brakes, the vehicle will slow itself and the trailer down. The controller will sense that deceleration, and depending on how much deceleration you have, it'll send a proportional amount of juice back to the trailer and apply more or less brakes or power to the trailer brakes, as the case may be. Now, the problem with the Hayes controller is that it didn't really seem to be able to figure out the difference between a gentle pedal push and stabbing it. Like I said, I'd be going down a flat road, just cruising, and I want to touch the brake pedal, just coast ever so slightly slower, and it would send full power, full brake power, or almost full brake power to the trailer brakes. And there'd be other times I'd be fully loaded, going down a hill, trying to slow down to a stop sign or a brake or a stoplight, and I'd be leaning into that brake pedal, overheating my vehicle brakes, and that, well, not this, but the Hayes controller wasn't doing a single damn thing except putting out the minimal boost output to the trailer brakes, which is horribly, horribly unsafe. Now, all of these controllers, as far as I know, they have a manual override. Typically, underneath them, it's a little switch or a lever, and you can manually apply the brakes in whatever quantity you want or amount you want. So, in a situation like that, you could reach down and manually activate the brakes. But if you're trying to steer, trying to shift, trying to not hit people or cars or whatever, the last thing you want to do is be feeling around for a switch to activate the trailer brakes, which should be doing it by themselves. But this controller is far better. Also, the readout on the Hayes controller was really bad. It was, for lack of a better way to describe it, if you would press a button and change from one screen to another, it would kind of lag. Like the screen would kind of get set in that one image, and then that one image would fade, and then the next image would appear, and it would take a certain amount of time for that to happen. It wouldn't be very much, but it is noticeable, and it's very annoying to your eye, especially if you're driving and you're trying to adjust the boost or the brake output. It's really hard to see what you're doing. This readout is much better, and you can change the color, you can change the brightness, etc. to your liking. Now, like I've been saying, this controller is so far much better. I haven't used this as much as the Hayes, but I've towed a couple trailers with this, a couple trailer loads of stuff, and it's much better. It's much more even. It works the way it should. What else can I say? I like it. So let's go and take a look at the Hayes, and I have it inside. Oh, I will say I had two Hayes controllers. I had the first one, and it had all those issues that I described. I complained to the company, and they immediately sent me a new one. No questions asked or anything. So I will say, very good customer service. They sent me a new one. No questions, nothing. Just, what's your address? Let us send you a new controller. Great, thank you. But got the new controller, did the same thing, and it was mounted in the same spot. It was mounted horizontal, pointing in the correct direction, nice and sturdy. It wasn't flopping around. So the mounting position or quality was not an issue, because I'm mounting this controller in the same spot and it works just fine. So anyway, I had two of those controllers. I cannibalized one to use the pigtail off of it to use with this controller, so I only have one controller left. So just for the hell of it, if you're interested, let's join me in the shop and we'll rip apart that junk Hayes G2 controller and see what's inside. And I'm not going to tear this one apart. I'm sure AVE would, but I'm not going to because it works and it's $100 and I don't want to buy another one. Okay, here we are on the operating table with the Hayes G2 Brake Boss. I tell you, it is not a boss. This is the pigtail that I robbed off of the other one. All these controllers seem to have different pinouts and different plugs and everything, and I had just wired my truck when I put the trailer wiring in to use this plug, so I just snipped it and yeah. Anyway, so this is the manual override that I was talking about. It's on the underside of the controller, so you can just reach down and activate it should you need to. You can also do it just, in a parking lot if you're testing your brakes or whatever. Anyway, they do a good job of hiding the screws. None under there. I think there's one here. Yep. There's a screw. And there's a screw. That's not a screw, that's a... Let's see. Huh. Well, I don't know what that was, but it's not there anymore. Screw there, and there's also some screws hidden under there. They are the anti-tamper with the little tit in the middle. It's a, let's see, what is that, an Allen? No, it's a Torx. With the little dingus in the middle. So I'm going to fiddle fuck around with that for a minute and see if I can bypass it without totally wrecking everything. Then I'll show you what's inside. Well, I used up plan A and plan B pretty quickly. I was able to break the little center things off, but I don't have a Torx wrench the right size. So let's go to plan C or D or whatever I'm at. Those are some pretty hard screws. Oh, there we go. That was pretty easy. Huh. See, tried to do it the right way and it was too hard. Now, I don't really have any idea what I'm looking at here, but just in case some of you guys do know, maybe you can take a look at it, leave a comment. Right here in this deal is potentiometer, maybe a rheostat or something like that. There's the manual braking gauge. Power comes in here. Let's see, a little power supply sort of thing. What I'm more or less looking for, this is just a whole bunch of computer nonsense to me, but this, like I was explaining earlier, is a proportional brake controller, and it senses acceleration and deceleration, and there's supposed to be some sort of a, as I understood it, a ball or something in here that was captive in a cage, and there's a sensor that would sense the movement. And I don't really see anything. Let's see if we can flip this over, see what's on the back side. Alright, nothing, this is cast aluminum or something, so it's reasonably well made, I guess, at least half of it. At least the other half was plastic, so I could pry it apart easily. Here's that that crappy screen, and that's it. There's really, really nothing. So I'm wondering how this thing was able to be a proportional brake controller if there was nothing to sense acceleration and deceleration. Once I get this pesky plastic thing out of the way, yeah, we're not going to need that. I'm not going to need the screen either. I am still curious about this thing. I really don't know anything about this stuff. And I don't want to, I'm sure somebody's assuming I'm trying to copy a Canadian YouTuber friend of ours. But while I do enjoy his videos, I'm trying not to. I just want to see what's inside here, and I also want to tell you about these brake controllers. I like the Prodigy, I don't like this, and well, it's junk, so I'll take it apart and see what's in there. Huh. Well, that flips open and closed pretty easily. You'd think a electrical component, especially something subjected to vibration like in a pickup truck, would be a little more durable than that. I don't know what the fuck that thing is. Do some careful disassembly. Nothing. And that's it. Plastic stuff on the bottom. Okay. This thing was my one guess for what might have been the accelerometer, or whatever you want to call it. But it doesn't seem like there's anything movable or floppy, or I don't know. That was my one guess. There's nothing else here. That thing, that's just a sliding switch, or potentiometer, or whatever. I don't know what the hell it is. So tell me, or maybe the Hayes, maybe the Hayes brake controller customer service guys are watching this video. Leave a comment. How is this a proportional brake controller? Maybe there's something I don't know. I'm sure there's something I don't know. Maybe I'll learn something. One thing I can tell you though, this thing sucks. So anyway, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Maybe you learned something. I didn't really learn anything here, except this is what a circuit board looks like. Maybe I'll chop this pigtail off and keep it just for just in case I need it. So anyway, like I said, that's it. Thanks for watching. Keep it short and sweet, or maybe it's not short and sweet at this point anymore. I like my Prodigy. It's a good controller. I do recommend it. A lot of other people seem to enjoy it as well. Lots of positive reviews on all the towing forums and Amazon, all of that. So I suggest it. It's about $100, just like any other controller. Really, I think the best controller, I've never used it, but there's something called a Brake Smart controller, I think. There's a little pressure transducer that taps into your hydraulic brake line, and that is what reads the amount of brake pedal input rather than some stupid accelerometer electrical thing. And I think that's a pretty sweet idea. There are a couple different companies that made it. None of them are available anymore. I don't know why. Tell me why. I think it's a great idea. Maybe it's more expensive. I don't know. So thanks for watching, everybody. Leave a comment. Happy and safe towing. Thanks for watching, and come back for more.